Hello, my name is Emily Smearcheck, and today we're going to be talking about European castles. First we have Hunyad Castle. Hunyad Castle was built in Romania in 1446 by John Hunyadi, who was a leading Hungarian military and political figure in Central and Southeastern Europe. The castle then belonged to his son, Matthias Corvinus, one of the greatest kings of Hungary. The castle then became more commonly known as Corvin Castle. The castle is a medieval Renaissance Gothic style with towers, an inner courtyard, and a drawbridge. Does it look familiar? It is a very popular tourist destination, and many popular tales were derived from the castle, including Vlad the Impaler and the Well. The story of Vlad the Impaler goes that Vlad the Impaler was imprisoned in the castle's dungeon, and he reached his darkest point there and became psychotic. And secondly, we have the well. 2 Turkish prisoners were instructed to dig a well until they found water. If they found water, they could be granted freedom. They dug for many years, but the king died in that time. They found the water, and the king's wife had to decide whether they earned their freedom. She decided that they had not, and had them beheaded. At the bottom of the well, there is a Turkish inscription that reads, "You have water, but no soul." The castle is said to be haunted. Some famous movies that took place here were Lady of the Castle, Ghost Rider 2, What About Love, and Fright Night. Next we have Alnwick Castle. Alnwick Castle is an 11th century castle near the city of Alnwick between England and Scotland. It was built to control the border of the 2 countries. It was bought by Henry Percy in 1309, and the Percy family still owns the castle and lives in part of it. It is redecorated in an Italianate style, and that was completed in the 19th century. It is also now home to the Regimental Museum. This castle includes 2 baileys or courtyards, a 7-meter deep moat, and thick oak doors throughout the castle. Does it look familiar? It was a location for many famous films, including Blackadder, Robin of Sherwood, Star Trek, and 2 out of the 8 Harry Potter films. Notable scenes include Harry's first Quidditch lesson and the Whomping Willow attack on the Weasleys' Ford Anglia. Next we have Predajama Castle. Predajama Castle is a 12th century castle built into the mouth of a cave. It is located in Predajama, Slovenia. It is very well preserved because of the castle being built into the hillside made of rock. A bell is in the watchtower on the 4th floor, and it used to be rung to warn villagers of impending danger, but it's now thought to grant a wish to those who ring it. Today you can take a tour of the castle, along with the 3 miles of cave behind the castle. It was once home to a Slovenian version of Robin Hood, a man by the name of Erzma Lunger. The castle with its multiple halls and intricate cave system allowed Erzma Lunger to remain hidden from the authorities. Unfortunately, one of his servants gave away his location and they killed him in the castle. Does it look familiar? It was recently visited by the Discovery Channel, and it was the location of the film Armor of God starring Jackie Chan. Now, we'll take a brief break to do a Think, Pair, Share. Did you find all the answers? At this time, check with your neighbor and check to see if your answers match up in your notes. Reflect on what you've learned so far. Now we'll move on to Neuschwanstein Castle. Neuschwanstein Castle was built in 1869 by a man named Ludwig II. He was the king of Germany. Ludwig II built the castle after Prussia conquered Bavaria in 1866. Building the castle allowed him to use the little power he had left. Neuschwanstein Castle is a 13th century Romanesque style, and Ludwig II got his inspiration from his childhood home of Hohenschwangau Castle. While the castle was being built, Ludwig was arrested, and that was in June of 1866. They said he was mentally unfit to act as monarch, and Ludwig unfortunately died 2 days later. The castle was equipped with the best technology of the 19th century, including hot and cold running water, flush toilets, central air and heating, and a pair of telephones. Does it look familiar? Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella's castles in Disneyland and World were modeled after many real-life castles, Neuschwanstein being one of them. Can you see the resemblance? Now we'll move on to Bodiam Castle. It was built by Edward Dahlengrenge in 1385. It's made of completely sandstone, and the castle has a large central courtyard that makes the castle appear to have a large interior. It is considered to be quadrangular shaped, meaning square, and is surrounded by a moat. Does it look familiar? It was a location for very few popular films and television shows, some including Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Doctor Who. If you could ask one last question, what would it be? Here are the references for my PowerPoints and picture credits. Thank you.